was very interested to hear about a school where students work so intensely for 2 weeks, where everyone has access to an instrument to play on and practice on, and teachers teach them 1 hour every day, to see how much progress you could make and how much you could learn as a teacher from doing that. And so I made myself free when I was asked to do it. I made myself available. The 3 main skills that a good music teacher needs: you have to love teaching. Okay, that's the first thing. It doesn't matter if it's music or anything. You have to want to communicate, and you have to like people. So you have to get along with your students. You have to know your subject really, really well. Then you have to think hard about the best way to communicate an idea. And you need to be really patient. You can never be cross. No getting upset with pupils. You just always, how can I help you? So know your subject, like working with people, and think about the best way to communicate it. Always thinking about the best way to communicate it. What does music mean to me? When I was a child, music was my escape and my joy and my fun. So I would play with other people. Always pop music, always teaching myself, always getting it wrong, never cared. It was fun, it was relaxation, and it was my joy. And it still is, I think. Now it's also the way that I communicate with people a lot. So many musicians like me, maybe we're quite shy, but there's the language of music. Whenever we meet other musicians from any country, it's communication. Yeah, it's still my joy, really. That's what music means to me. Is this place a good place to teach music? It seems to me that this is a really good school. I have never been here as a pupil, but it seems to me to be perfect for teaching. There's green fields around, there's lots of big windows, big rooms with nice acoustics for music, high ceilings, pianos, and they're surrounded by hills, so it's perfect. Why is the piano the best instrument for me? What's magic in the piano? It's more a question of the instrument finds you, really. I tried guitar, I tried flute, I tried violin. The only one I could play was the piano. I just had the idea of the chords and the melody all together. It was just how I thought and how I worked. And my hands can move. I can't hold a bow very well. I can't really manage the technical skills of any other instruments anyway. But for me, it was about singing, because you can play the piano and you can sing. And I'm not a singer, I can't really sing, but I do like singing. Why do I play jazz? Interesting question. I started off playing classical music, but I always loved jazz. I always listened to jazz. I liked the vibe of jazz. It's very free, it's chilled out, laid back. Don't get me wrong, it's hard work. To play jazz well, you have to practice the same kind of hours that you have to practice to play a classical instrument well. But there's a freedom within the genre because it has improvisation. And I love improvisation. And I love jazz musicians. I love listening to all the greats, Oscar Peterson, Keith Jarrett, Bill Evans, Charlie Parker. These are my musical heroes. And I like the language of jazz, there's the shapes, the melodic shapes. I love the chords. And of course, what it always comes back to with me, I love the songs. It's a musical communication that fits for me. So I'm on a desert island and I can only take one song with me. Well, that is a tough question. I think maybe it would have to be I Wish I Knew How It Feels to Be Free by Nina Simone, because it's got everything. It's got amazing lyrics and amazing melody and chords by Billy Taylor. So it's a great instrumental piece. It has such a good feel, and if you're stuck on a desert island, then a song about freedom might help. The best advice for my students, just practice. really, really hard. But find other people to practice with, and find your way of learning. So your teacher might say, do it this way, and you might really hate doing that. So don't do that, find your way. Think about what you want to achieve. You want it to be easy, basically, or you want it to at least sound easy, because then you're at the top, you can do what you're doing. How do you like learning? Do you like learning by listening? Do you like seeing things written down? Never forget to listen to everything so much. Just listen to everything. If you're learning a song, listen to every singer singing your song. But make sure that you've got every skill. Doesn't matter how you get there, but you need to be able to read music because it's communication. You need to be able to hear things properly, and you need to be able to learn things off by heart. And once you can do all of that and communicate, then you can do music. See, maybe it's because I'm doing so much teaching at the moment that my advice is like, just work hard. In the end, it comes down to feeling it, feel it. But if you want to feel it and communicate it properly, you need this whole toolkit. You need everything to be in place, but you must always love it. So if you're not enjoying the way that you're having to learn something, change the way you learn it, but still learn it. Just learn it in a different way.